Last week I uploaded a video showing you guys the fastest route across the map by car. A lot of people commented, just spawn in a helicopter, it's way faster. So in this video I decided to actually do that. First of all, I'm going to show you guys the car route. This is a relatively easy route. There are routes a little bit faster, like the extreme shortcut ones across the train tracks, but this one is, I think, relatively consistent and quite easy. And this is just a baseline test because the other ones are quite far away, so the couple seconds doesn't really matter here. So in the end, this becomes like a 258. You can see it's quite easy. You just go highway. There is some traffic, of course, and just disclaimer. Even like helicopter is always going to be nicer traffic-wise because you have way less risk for that. Of course, flying often is more difficult for some people. You also have like those flying stats that influence like how much turbulence you get. And also landing helicopters, for example, can be difficult if you're not used to it. So that's a little disclaimer. But yeah, traffic, you will just avoid it. Yeah, this is also a route. If you saw my previous video, it's basically the same time as the route I did in my video before that. But yeah, you see it's 250, it's gonna end 250, I think 259.0. But yeah, let's get into the helicopter run. So I have actually included 2 helicopter runs. So the first one is for like a low level player who, in this case I called Lester, like locate a helicopter, or sometimes if you get lucky, there's one that spawns there anyways. So you go this way and then you have to go here and then, it spawns there. Not great, so you have to jump a little bit. Yeah, if you get a little bit more lucky, you save maybe a couple seconds here. But it's also like very dependent which helicopter you get, because I think this one is relatively slow. I mean, yeah, here we lose like quite a lot of seconds. Like in the car, we would have already been like a kilometer ahead, basically. And then we just have to get some altitude, and then we can go forward. And you see, it's not the fastest helicopter. So this is also like luck dependent, like what helicopter you get, what aircraft. Of course, if you're high level or like just a little bit more rich, you can just spawn in your Buzzard or your Sparrow, which is, first of all, located way closer, and second of all, is just a faster chopper. But I wanted to include this one to show that, well, a little spoiler, this time is actually slower, like quite a little slower than the car run. To show you guys, like, sometimes if you're in your car, it doesn't always make sense to, go to an aircraft, especially if it's out of your way. Like, if you have to get out of your car and drive a little bit of a different route, it might just be faster to just stay in your car, keep up your speed, and get there, especially if it's closer as well. But you see, I'm just gonna skip a part here, because I can't waffle, because it's literally just a very long clip. So now after a minute or so of flying, you finally arrive in downtown, and now you have to land, which in chopper also takes some time because you have to land and then you have to find a spot to land. With a car you can just squeeze in everywhere, basically. With a chopper you have to find a nice open spot. So here we see landing. Even if I just like dived into the thing, it wouldn't have been faster. So here you see 320, more than 20 seconds slower. Even if I optimize everything, would have still been slower. Here you see my Sparrow run. So Sparrow, and then you have to turn around. You can also do this more effectively by looking behind, I guess. But yeah, you get your Sparrow, and then you go in. And because this chopper is just way faster, it's way more effective, obviously. So you see, just getting into it, we're already into it like at 20 seconds. The other one was, I think, 35-ish seconds. This one also gains altitude way faster. And it's just very faster ahead. Like here I was pushing forwards and I actually had to sometimes, go up a little bit because otherwise I was too low. In the other one I could just push forward and still gain way too much altitude. But yeah, I, just easily fly here. And yeah, once again, spoiler, this one is a lot faster than the actual car one. Because yeah, you just go straight instead of going all the way around, and I think the chopper, also top speed wise, is probably a little bit faster. Yeah, and the landing isn't too big of a deal because this is a relatively easy handling chopper. Yeah, so not much I can say about it. It's just faster, basically. But yeah, you need to have quite a lot of money for it. You need to have the Kosatka, and then you need to buy the Sparrow. So I think that's already like a 4 million investment basically. And most new players won't have this. So this is like for later players. Although like some people, like 4 million is not that hard to get. So fair enough. So yeah, choppers are probably faster. But once again, it depends like how close. Because this is literally basically across the map. So if it's closer, then it might not be worth it. But then again, the Sparrow spawns really quickly. So if you also like if you spawn somewhere without a car, which happens sometimes, obviously a car spawns most of the time when you spawn somewhere. But if it doesn't, then like spawning a Sparrow is literally quicker than calling your mechanic or like requesting your car. I think requesting your car is probably the same as the Sparrow, but it's the same time basically. So then the Sparrow obviously way quicker. As you can see, we're already approaching this the street. We're just at the start of the 2 minutes basically. To a little reminder, the time in the car was 2:59, and here we are already in the 2:20s, and then we get out and we're basically there at 2:26. But yeah, so chopper is fast. I mean, we would have all expected it, but sometimes cars are more fun. And then lastly, we have the ultimate method if you want to be really, really fast. So if you have jobs, or if you know where some jobs are, I happen to have like good jobs for these exact two locations. You can just load into the job, and then you have to get lucky with the loading screen. That is not too long, but usually if you're an invite only, it doesn't take too long. As you see, 20 seconds. In the other clips, 20 seconds we were in the chopper. Here we are already in the loading screen, and then it's important you go into this screen, so the car selection screen, then go out, and then it goes up again, and it goes down again, and then we're here, even spawns a car, so we can run to a car. You know, we're basically here at 30 something seconds, but let's actually go to the checkpoint we placed before, so it's 44 seconds. It's incredibly fast, and there's nothing really to beat that, because it's basically teleportation. But the most important aspect, especially of the videos I did the last couple of weeks, it isn't much about speed actually, because yeah, the shortcuts are nice and stuff, but realistically, you know, as we just saw, just job teleport. Well, yeah, just top. I was about to say just use this chopper, but job teleport is usually the fastest, unless it's within a minute with the chopper. So Sunny Shores maybe. But it isn't about that, right? With the car, it's more fun because a lot of people actually drive a lot of driving games. So when they go to GTA, they also kind of treat it like a driving game. Same for me. Like if you look at my channel, it's mostly driving clips. So the thing is, like, it's more about the fun you have while driving and how you can make it more fun. So there's shortcuts or like just ultimate routes. It's just, yeah, it's fun. It's more fun than just flying a chopper in nothing for like basically 2 minutes.